Harlan, did you have something? Sir?
Yeah, just real quick, I would like to clear out. Sorry. Would like to point out the budget that had been approved was approved under somebody who's now under investigation. So. Or changes.
Thank you. Anybody else in the public that can make comments about this ordinance? No, okay. After all this, now can I have a roll call vote to add this ordinance to the agenda, please?
Councilmember Sexton,
Yes.
Councilmember Joy,
No.
Councilmember Locke,
No.
Councilmember Back,
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Atkins.
Yes.
42, motion passes as on the agenda.
Okay. Ordinance 2024-03. An ordinance authorizing supplemental appropriations totaling $105,000 from the Community Enrichment Fund, Charlie 017 Bravo Capital Equipment, Charlie 017 Bravo 52520 to the general fund under leisure time activities, camps, and festivals. Alpha 013 Bravo 52392 totaling $5,000, the general fund under administration and finance. Small tools and minor equipment, Alpha 017 Alpha 52440 totaling $100,000, and to appropriate $37,976.18 to security of person or property administration finance, American Rescue Plan Act, Bravo 017 Alpha 52700 from the ARPA funding that was not appropriated into the budget and declaring an emergency. Do I have a motion to approve ordinance 2024-03 to declare an emergency?
So moved. A second.
Mayor Nickerson,
Yes.
Councilmember Back,
Yes.
Councilmember Locke,
No.
Councilmember Joy,
No.
Councilmember Sexton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Atkins.
Yes.
4 yeses, 2 nos, the motion passes.
Okay, next, public comments or questions. I will call your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak and be heard. Once your time is up, you will be thanked, but no additional time will be given and no donation of time by others to others is allowed. We will not be stopping your time, but may, if necessary, address your comments after you have finished speaking. First person this evening, Mark Bundy, 124 Laredo Avenue, please.
Our buddy was in a long time. I've lived in this village for 26 years and 5 days now. And I've had a question that's been pending for that long. The utility right of way behind my property and everybody else on radio was declared by Glenn Madden is supposed to be maintained by us, the adjacent property members. I've never been given anything in writing. I maintain mine. Just like this morning, the farmer planted corn in his field. I like to see it grow and the deer and the wildlife. Some people don't care, they just let it grow up. And it's an eyesore, poison ivy growing all over the place and everything. But mine and the 3 properties to the east, west of me are all clean. I mow them. And I just want it to look nice, but I want to know who is responsible for it. I mean, I've got a lot of years of maintenance and time and money wrapped up in those, in my part at least. And can someone contact me and let me know? My email address is on there. If you want my phone number, I'll give it to you. I want writing, proof in writing, who is actually responsible for that. And if I have to keep doing it, I'm gonna keep doing it. Okay, any questions?
So all I have, if you could get me the address for these, addresses for these and all, I can go along with it.
Sure,
I'll respond.
no problem.
Thank you, Mr. Bundy, appreciate that. Joshua Farley, 136 Broadway.
Guys have to see. Unfortunately, you guys have got year and a half worth of legal events that have been perpetrated against me, first by the village and then by the Lebanon Police Department to this day. I wanted to take a moment to apologize to everybody who's here. Especially for this is actually. I think we will get information on the papers but is it necessary? I did not but do display myself very, very vocally often. And as I get angry, I get more vocal. Yeah, I apologize. Having said that, I want to apologize to everybody in the community. Unfortunately, I was able to handle my anger that had built up over the last year and a half. It kind of come crushing down on me and just made me worse and worse and worse. The weeks went on. Tried to tell people the truth. I could see in their eyes that they would not believe me all the way, but I say that they would. And I got out of control. And I want to reintroduce myself to you. My name is Joshua Parker. Even the first time I introduced myself on January 17th of 2023. I came in here to this meeting. I said that things in my mission statement, and they are still true to my mission statement today, even though I lost my path. I told you that I was here to bring some light and attention to the corruption that was in our village today that brought to my attention by this business company since 2018. I don't know if you. Since then, I have found lots more than just that. I dedicated myself to that mission. And I do want to apologize to anybody in the community. I expected a lot more people to be here. The social media, I don't think you guys know the social presence of this town. The social media presence of this town seemed a lot bigger. I thought there was going to be a crowd like 500 people here to defend themselves. But show. That is a little disappointing. You know. But to them, though, I do want to apologize at the same time. I didn't make or want to make anybody feel like I was coming after or attacking an individual. None of this has ever been about an individual or like or dislike. See, Joshua doesn't want anybody. Ask my mom. You see right there, she's told why I no more on this planet, but my wife, my kids, my mom, my family. I love you guys. I need to meet you again before I have to say what I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Natasha Farley, 136 Brunswick.
So a couple of council meetings ago, I don't know if everyone recalls, I asked Captain Chambers, about how many unmarked cars we had. And I had left before he answered, and he said that he would forward his answers to Mr. Anderson. So Mr. Anderson, did you receive?
He might have. I've been swamped with emails. If I have it, I will send it. He very possibly could have. I'm not trying to say anything. He's usually very prompt about those things. So
Okay.
I will look back and forward that to you.
You can just let me know.
Yes. Yeah. I apologize
Um,
for not sending it before now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then the last thing that I have, Gail and Tammy. So why didn't you two approve the minutes? Why can't you make eye contact? So, just nothing, just an outrageous no. There were no, like, you guys didn't have any questions about it, we asked if there were any questions, or things, but no. Okay, well, I'm going to say that I am extremely disappointed. I am sorry that I am seeing this. I am having a very hard time finding it in my heart to trust you. You all have disciplined me, let me know. You all have let this community. I hope you feel ashamed. I'm ashamed. Because it's obvious you two don't have any. No integrity. And you, I still stand by what I said about you. You're a disgrace. You're a liar. And I will fight with anyone who wants to argue with me on that. You sat here and lied on live stream about my husband spitting on you. Did my husband spit on you?
Yes.
Liar.
Yeah, video evidence otherwise.
There is video evidence of him spitting on the ground, and there is video evidence of an officer stating he spit on the ground. Liar. I want you to resign. You do not deserve to be in office.
Shannon Beavis, 130 Broadwood.
Okay, well, I guess I'm kind of curious also, Gail and Tammy, why did you guys not approve the minutes? I would like an answer, I'm just curious to why our council members voted no.
Technically, Shannon.
Okay, well, I just want to remind you, Mr. Joy, that you have approved inaccurate minutes, blatant inaccurate minutes before. I don't know why you would not vote to accept these. As far as Mr. Bundy goes, I will let you know, just if there's a farmer that owns that property, it's a cornfield behind our homes. Glenna had stated to me that it's a public easement that needs to stay clear behind our fence line and the farmland. And the farmland, there's probably a file on it, who knows? But it's the farmer's responsibility. So actually, Mr. Farley, who lives next door to me, we've had things dumped for years behind our homes. The farmer hired somebody to come out and clear out that easement. So that's the last that I was told on that. As far as why Tammy and Gail did not approve the appropriations, I'm kind of curious. Would any of you be willing to reply to why you voted no? No, okay. Let me remind you that you both approved appropriations for payroll, where Glenna Madden and 6 other employees were paid education incentives illegally. So you approved that, but you won't approve a sewer system, sewer plant upgrade, new doors for the police department, cameras, security. Makes no sense. You guys are so backwards and twisted. I don't know who's got what pictures or videos of you guys that are holding over your head. There's something. Absolutely ridiculous. People were paid to do the garden. Star and that, what was that person's name? Marilyn were paid to do the garden.
In the winter.
Throughout the winter. I got filled in from the sexton. So you guys have appropriated a lot of money that you had no idea for. Speaking of Tammy Locke, I asked you to email me. You said in January, new council with you had appropriated to spend $2,200 to clean that vacant court building. Where is that information? Because I searched high and low. Did you find that yet? I did not receive an email. You said you would send me that information. Okay, I'm requesting that Councilmember Locke email me like she stated she would in January, where your council voted to approve to pay to clean that vacant court building for $2,200. I would also, again, I will go into my agenda time. I would also like to, Mr. McNamee, I don't know if you can speak on it. I have requested that Mr. Joy and Ms. Locke and Mr. Perkins get investigated and removed. I don't know if that is something yet you have started.
Not able to comment on that.
Okay.
I've heard what you said previously.
Okay, if you need any information or if I can assist your investigation in any way, please let me know.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wood. Okay, next is administrative staff comments. Does anyone on the council have anything for the administrative staff? And we'll start off with the fire chief. Anybody have anything for the fire chief? Chief, you have anything?
So the new medic is in service now. Alexis had a conversation with me. They're the ones building the tanker. They're anticipating completion in July or August of this year. And then I'll have to go to Illinois to do the final approval for that. And it is National EMS Week this week as well. That's all I have.
Anybody on council have anything for fire chief? Police representative, Lieutenant Warden, you have anything, sir, shooter? I don't. Law director? Nothing, okay. Municipal manager's comments.
I have a few things. One, with Memorial Day coming up on Monday, our offices will be closed, and trash will be delayed one day. If you get your trash picked up on Monday, be Tuesday, Wednesday will be Thursday. In addition to EMS week, I was gonna mention that as well. Well, just a thanks to our fire department staff for all they do for the village. It's also Public Works Week. So the American Public Works Association is designated this week as Public Works Week. The theme this year is advancing the quality of life for all. And I just want to recognize our service crews for what they do for the village. And along those lines, they were out working today on a water main break on Weaver Street. So if you live in that area and your water's a little bit discolored, it's safe to drink, don't be alarmed. You don't have to depressurize the system, so there won't be a boil advisory. But it may look a little funny until they get that main break repaired. That's all I have to find.
Does anyone on council have anything for the municipal manager?
Did you get a hold of the zoning about that car lot on Main Street?
Yeah, we'll get it taken care of.
Okay, because I can send you pictures every single day, but I don't want to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The second.
Do you know why we have, cars in the lot, this lot, that are not tagged and expired?
So I think some of I don't know all of them, but I think some of them are ones that we may have received through that federal program. That we're waiting to dispose of or take there in disrepair and one that has a transmission leak and some other things. So I think we're either going to fix them up and reuse them or sell them as part of our good deals. So that would be why they wouldn't wear tags. They are operated on the street.
So the plan is to get them in repair or get rid of them?
Yeah, I don't know which, I know there's, so when we had our code enforcement person needed a car, that was one of the options, was to have them try one of those. Quickly, once you realize those cars are not really usable for city purpose or village purpose. So we'll either look to dispose of them. I don't think repairing them or reusing them, probably the cars, but I'll have to check with the police department who got those cars.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And one more. Are we, so with some of these findings, are we planning on getting some of this money back that was paid that you found in the preliminary for the education?
That's up to the auditor's office. They can issue what's called findings for recovery. There's the possibility of criminal charges and or civil, which would be findings for recovery. And those findings would be collected by the attorney general. So those are the options there. But until we hear something from the state auditor, I'm not.
Yes, since, piggyback off of Ms. Sexton, so the code enforcement, person, are they not using one of those vehicles?
No, we have an unmarked car that the police chief is driving, and he is able to use when he needs.
Obviously.
So it's a sharing situation.
All right.
Anybody else? Council member comments? Anybody have any council member comments? Ms. Locke, we'll start out.
Thank you. First off, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2024. Wishing them all the best with the next chapter of their lives, whatever that may be. Also, I'd like to congratulate Officer Weir. I'm sure she's here or not, for 18 years of service at Lebanon and a total of 24 years of service. Thank you. I know I seen her at graduation last night with a lot of the kids. I didn't get a chance to go over it to her, but it was really nice to see one of our officers taking pictures and doing stuff with our kids. The past Friday was night out in the 11 at the library. It was nice to see. I didn't happen to know that was going on, but I guess they're gonna be doing that. They've had activities for the kids, music, a food truck, a couple food trucks, I think. A big shout out to the NOYA, parade. Thanks for everybody that helped out with that parade. Officers, I think we also had some of our service department helping with the roads and stuff. They had a nice turnout, but also for them honoring Nick Emmerich and Kennedy Howard, I thought that was pretty awesome to see a community do. I also like continued prayers for Councilmember Perkins. I see he's not here again. But also community, prayers for our community, our fire department, police to stay safe, and the employees of the village. Also continued prayers for a teacher of our community, Mr. Caleb Gavi, and his family. There is a fundraiser for him and his family. I believe May 24th and 25th at 6 p.m. at the Treasure Island Supper Club. I know, they're having, he also is, a coach and stuff, but just so the community knows that they'd like to come out and support that family, be awesome. That's all I have, thank you.
Second.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about August 10th. It's gonna be a day at the park, will not be called Stagecoach Days for numerous reasons. It will be a one-day event. We will be having rides and, games. And we'll do Kiss the Pig, we'll have, volleyball. Speaking of that, we need the net back up at the park as soon as possible. We'll be having bingo, music trivia. There will be a lot of things going on. So it's going to be quite the event. And I'm excited. If anybody wants to know about it, we will be posting the page soon. There will be a 5K run. It'll start at 8 a.m. Breakfast will start at 9:30. It will be open for the public. And national anthem will be at 10:30, and that will be sung by Quincy High School. And everything will kind of just move along from that. 12 to 4 will be the cruise in. They will be doing a best show and possibly a couple other things. You might know more on that. That'll be 12 to 4. And so we're looking for any donations, sponsors, anybody that wants to volunteer. We would prefer people volunteering their time. We do not want to pay. We don't want people on the clock. We want to give back to the community. So any volunteer time anybody wants to give that day would be greatly appreciated. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Joe, do you have anything, sir? I have nothing, thank you. Mr. Beck?
Yeah, I want to congratulate the valedictorians and the graduating class of 2024. And follow suit with Ms. Locke with prayers for the people of the community and just things going on. And thank our service department for the work that they provide for each and every day. And the police and the fire. That will be all that I have tonight.
Vice Mayor?
I would like to congratulate the class of 2024, and I also would like to say everybody in the community stay safe, police and fire too. And that's it.
I just have just a couple little things. I'm very happy and impressed what I've been seeing with this community here in the last few months, since I've sat down in this chair. It seems like we're coming together and we're getting things done. I am very appreciative of the fire department, the police department, the service department for all their work, the council members up here who have spent a lot of time preparing what's gonna happen in the near future for this community. Like a day at the park, this has been a tough opportunity for us to move forward, and we're doing it. We're having meetings up here, anybody's welcome. You wanna come up and sit and make a point of matter to do something, you wanna volunteer, whatever you wanna do, you're more than welcome. And also, let me just throw that along with it, with the community garden. That garden, the grass was 4 foot high as of last week. Service department came in this week and cut it down for us, and then we came in, thank you to Timmy Back, Councilman and Councilmember Sexton, and some citizens, and my family, we came in there and weeded and mowed and cleaned up and tilled. And hopefully this weekend, we're gonna plant. We're gonna start getting the plants in the ground. We will accept anything that you wanna plant. I don't care if it's seeds, yearlings, whatever you got, you wanna come up, this is a community event, you're more than welcome to come up. If you wanna water, if it looks dry one night, bring the hose and water it for us, whatever you're gonna do. But we are going to take care of the community garden as well, so we got a lot of good things coming. So I wanna say thank you for everybody and what they're doing and continue doing, okay? Got a couple of agendas we wanna talk about. Shannon Bemis, you're the first one that requested some time on the agenda, please.
My name is Baker, I think we have a couple of weeks that are on council. I wanted to first thank police and fire, police week and now EMS. Thank you all for your service and doing what you do. The service department was out putting hometown hero banners up. It's my favorite time of year to see all those men and women that serve our country, so it was very nice to have them putting those up. But I do want to ask you about potholes. Can we like maybe go pick up like 100 ton of some coal patch and spend like maybe just a week and go all through town and just patch them? I will even go help. I mean, we can get a lot of people coming out.
Yeah, we can, I'll certainly work with Chris on getting some potholes patched.
Okay, okay. And then I did send Mr. Anderson, I sent you an email, volunteering my services in any capacity that I asked you to pass along to council. Was that passed along?
Yes.
Okay. Was there any discussion, answer?
Not with me, but I don't know if they discussed it amongst themselves or not, either.
Okay, so I'm obviously I do the meeting minutes free of charge. I am wanting to help the community. I think I've proven that over the years. I can clean toilets, I can file, I can organize like a mad woman. There's some things coming up that Mr. Anderson, you may not even know about. We have a tire recycling program in July that we do at the courthouse. Things like that, answering phones, filing. So Thursday is my last day for the summer, and like I said, I'm volunteering my services free of charge, but just to help the community. And I know I got it from the last time I spoke with you, Mr. Anderson, you are just being completely bombarded with ridiculousness, where you are unable to do your job. Is my takeaway, not your words. So, council, you let me know.
I'll tell you what, I'll cut your time so you can speak. Me personally, if anybody in this community wants to be involved in helping the community, you're more than welcome. And you do as much as you want, when you can, and whatever you can. I'm good with it. And that's coming just for me. If the rest of the council is happy with it and want to do that, then we're good with it.
I think if anybody wants to volunteer, they can. We need all the help in the community and be united.
I agree. Ms. Locke? I don't know why you told Mr. Joy to answer, it's just a simple, I'm just volunteering, literally cleaning toilets, not in.
Mr. Mayor's. We have to look to the mayor to get permission to speak, Ms. Bemis.
Nobody else has, I know, it's just, okay,
Exactly, but when we do not, certain ones of us have been called out of order.
okay,
So that is why you see me look that way each time to Mr. Nickerson.
so please let me know that, because then if that's happening, that's not appropriate, so please, I was not aware of that, yes.
Do you want her to do that? Do you accept Shannon doing this or?
I mean, I'm kind of torn with it. If we let people go in the office that was doing those things. I mean, I don't know, I'm not given a lot of information these days, just like on the day in the park, seemed like some of the council members were aware of it.
Okay.
So there's not been a lot of discussion.
The day in the park, it was a meeting and it was on social media, and that's how people that knew about it. So it was on the main, New Lebanon page, and all you had to do is show up. I didn't make the last meeting, I made the first meeting. So when the next meeting is, I'll make sure I'll text you so you can be able to come too, okay?
That would be great, thank you, because I don't know social media.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's been posted several places, Terry Pepper Bank is involved, Lacey Aikman,
That's all.
Yeah, am I even able to say anything? Because my business takes care of her property.
And that would.
So I'm gonna just stay
Okay.
on that, actually, until you guys decide, I wanna step out of the group. So.
Well, it's, I mean, it's not gonna be, it's just
it's
something.
not, it's like, I don't want to take position, I don't
So,
want. I'm literally like, if you need to come in here and clean this room,
I'll-
you need to answer
I'll
phones.
sustain from it just because my company provides service.
Yes, I understand. I'm not asking for access to the police department. I'm not asking for some crazy level of literally like, I'll come clean the toilets, I'll answer phones. I will, and the reason is this room in here, when we went to deliberate that one day, it's just, it's.
Let me have, this boy give his thought, and we'll move on. There's the joke.
I don't believe that it's a council decision, it's a management decision.
Okay, so I'm back in my time,
Yes.
the potholes, volunteer, Tammy, if you can, let me know in January, I'm really genuinely curious about what you're referring to, where your council voted, that was on my thing. Thank you for hometown heroes. Let me see. Gail, I just wanted to, you emailed me, I appreciate that. And I asked you what the violations, the laws that these council members are breaking. You said it was in section 30 and section 35. So section 30 is legislation, and you had referenced in a meeting, it was about the agenda. Correct? Okay. And then in 35, personnel rules and regulations. You know, I asked you for more clarification, and your reply was, it's all there. I've read over the charter more times than I would like to admit. I don't see what you're saying. So if you don't want to do it in writing, you want to talk outside or have a phone call, I genuinely don't see what you're saying. Now, I will say with the agenda with 30.01H2, I have a copy of what the charter says that the agenda order should be. And I have the agenda when previous council was here from May 2nd of 2023. And this goes back years, it's the same one, it's just, I found this one that's the shortest and less business one. So on those agendas, verbal roll call of council members present for the record is actually technically not in the charter, that's added. Also, law director comments was added into the agenda order, which is not in our charter. So what you're saying then is that you have been breaking laws and violating the charter this whole time? I'm not trying to be. So then I go to February 20th, 2024, Linda's last meeting. Again, verbal roll call of council members not in the charter. Law director comments was added to the agenda. Again, that's not in the charter. And then also request to be added to the agenda is on here, which is not in the charter. So for you to say that because it says unfinished business versus old business, it's the same topic. And I want to pass these, and I'll give these to Mr. Joy first, but I do want these as a part of the minutes, so people can see that, there's really, the allegations are, there's really nothing behind them, and actually, it was the more violation when you guys were in the session, so, and then I'll just have to finish the rest the next time. Yeah, too much.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Bean.
My arrest in the issue on the agenda that was very like that and enjoyed that. The thing is, the issue you brought up regarding Mr. Joy was his concern with item on the agenda was changed from old business to unfinished business. That was my assistant law director on Parliament hearing of this organization, and we're also subject to Robert's Rules of Order. Robert's Rules of Order indicates that best practice is to call it unfinished business, meaning business that still needs attention, as opposed to old business, which can include business that has already been concluded. You don't want to waste time talking about matters that they concluded. So that's why the change, that's Councilman Doris' issue, not mine.
Okay, Joshua Farley.
Hello, yeah. I just introduced myself and be honest and said, that's so hard not to get. I sound hard. Can I approach and hand these out? I have a copy for everyone. I hope that I made enough. If I didn't, maybe people would have to share. Don't want to be that guy. But might be because. Check it out. I at least got you guys up here in the front covered.
Thank you.
I really care. Okay. So I wanted to start off again with an apology to the community. I know that I did say that I'm not here ahead. I do want everybody to understand that. The things that I'm going to read going forward are going to mention a lot of names, unfortunately. Those names, unfortunately, do not have anything to do with that individual. I hope you do the whole your party and realize that there is a separation between an individual and a crime or a law that has been broken. Thank you very much. Okay, so I do this much better from the heart, but you guys can tell I speak very candidly, so you'll have to bear with me while this is all here. As far as the comments from council that have been coming from Mr. Joy and Mrs. Locke towards the mayor, Mayor Nickerson acting as a tyrant and acting outside of his duties, Mr. Nickerson was acting within his duties under ORC 733.34. The mayor shall supervise the conduct of all officers in the municipal corporation, inquire and examine to the grounds. I won't read all of this stuff. I've given you guys brief copies to it so you can read along for yourself after you get called. I will skip forward to section B. Whoever violates this section is guilty of obstructing official business. Yes, so except otherwise. So we'll move forward. I'm gonna skip across the part where you guys violated my rights. I did share those with you. They are 18 USC 241 and 242. I would like you guys to look into those if you can. I asked you once before, and you refused to. The deprivation of my rights or privileges or immunities are constitutional protected laws. Any people that come together in a group to oppress or threaten or intimidate any person of any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district free to exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to them by the Constitution or the laws of the United States because of his having so exercised the same. This goes on this way forever. This being the case, that you guys have been in violation of ORC 333.68. You're in violation of your oaths because you sat together in a room knowingly conspired against my rights to have my rights taken away from me. I won't read over that law. You can check it out yourself. Mrs. Locke, Mr. Joy, you are both guilty of said crime. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I am going to be pressing criminal charges. I am going to go forward with whatever litigation that I am entitled to. Over this past year and a half, I have gotten to meet so many people in this community that it is just amazing to me. This whole experience has been kind of crazy, and I've learned all kinds of things that have hurt my heart, just like so deeply. I've had so many people come up to me and tell me stories of the corruption of not only the village, law director at the time, threatening them that if they came up and talked about unsealing their mother's death records, that they would go to jail. They have been asking for a 4-year period of time to receive a coroner's report, which the city of New Lebanon, the fire department has been withholding. Yes, I've already heard this story and I don't want to talk about it. I'm not asking questions. You are not accusing of a crime. I'm sure there are many that you broke. What I am saying is that has hurt my heart deeply to find out that somebody that lost their mother can't even find out that the reason she passed. I know the reason. I heard through the grapevine, it sucks. Right? But it's sad that you guys just won't. If you made a mistake, just say you made a mistake. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be angry. I've gotten to know so many stories of harassment of some of the police officers of this village towards some of the civilians and their children. I've gotten to hear stories of children being uncomfortable because of Officer Gretchen Weir forcing contact on them because she has not so savory encounters with their parents on the streets, and she uses this a way to intimidate their children and intimidate the parents of those children, so they won't speak out against her. That's most certainly not my time in this.
I'll let you finish, but
Can I please, man?
this is important. Go ahead.
I'm asking for an extension. Thank you, sir. I will move forward though. I won't linger. The stories I've heard around this community are heart wrenching. I urge the people that have told me these stories to please come forward and say this stuff on the microphone or in public so everybody can feel what I felt. It's horrifying. The body cam footage that was released of Mr. James Atkins is in a violation of the Ohio Public Records Act, which includes, but is not limited to, a very detailed conversation with Mr. Atkins about an open investigation involving myself. Some of us have witnessed it in the community, some of us haven't. If you haven't, go ahead, it's public record, you should request it. It's a horrible watch, I do not recommend it. She goes on, and it's a conversation. What I'm referencing is the conversation between Officer Weir and Atkins. I'm not being very clear. I'm just kidding. And in which time in the video, she goes on to telling this man that she does not have her body cam running. And then they go into making fun of the way a disabled man walks. By the way, I'll set the prayers out to Mr. Perkins and say, yes, but please keep it fine. I feel it's better. A sampling of the specific footage restricted under the law, it goes as follows, and I'm not gonna read all of it, you guys can look it up. It's the Open Meetings Act, it's really easy stuff. I'm sorry, it is not that. It is the Ohio Public Records Act, I apologize. But personal information of a person who is not arrested, cited, charged, or issued with any law enforcement or crime. A personal conversation between officers or members of the public that are unrelated to any law enforcement activities. And I would say releasing, making fun of disabled people is probably under that category. I know it's hard to continue reading. On 12/23/23, there was a rollover accident in front of McDonald's. I know that some of you are very aware of this accident. Officer Woodman and Goad, Glenn and Madden were on the scene. They engaged in a cover-up to cover up the fact that the man was drunk on the scene. I have Goad's body cam footage and a different report than the report that's out to the public right now. See the report that I have sitting in my hand right here? It goes on to saying where he is incoherent. It goes on to saying back here where I was provided with the EMS run sheet from I don't want to mention any names, so I'll skip that one. The transport to the hospital and the run sheet detailed. Sorry, got to redact. You guys don't know how to do that. Noted an odor of alcohol from the person. Now, I know it's officer's discretion whether to test somebody for a DUI or not. I get that. But rolling over a vehicle seeing booze, which is the officer's own words, in the car. He sees a beer can on the roof/floor of the vehicle. And the EMS tells you that you smell booze off the guy and nobody orders anything. Okay. Well, I would argue then that you were both, and everybody on the scene, including Glenn Madden, Officer Wood, Officer Goode, Officer Clarkson, and Officer Weir, because she was involved in the investigation 8 days later, coming up with a multiple story that he left from some bar, which we all know he didn't. He left from a party. I'm not gonna get a Facebook message if you guys want it. It's crazy. But you guys are also, obstruction of justice, CORC 2921.31. Someone's mother, father, son, daughter could have been killed, but you don't care, do you? I lost one of my favorite uncles to somebody that was drunk in front of me. Dude, it doesn't even matter. Just whatever. Just whatever. I am finished. That is all I've got. No, it's not all I've got. This is a stack of commendations that I got when I did a public request for Officer Weir. In this public request, I have separated all this trash. And in the front, all I have is her evaluations. And on each one of her evaluations, there's a portion where she does not do her reports accurately. That's what I've been alleging the whole time. I am wondering why the charges against me that were filed and levied here were dropped. But then the charges that were brought by them to make me take these charges are still pending. I surely don't understand any of this with my heart, and it's hurting me very deeply. I love you guys again. Good night. Thank you for giving me the extended time to finish my heart.
It was nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all right. Right. Just real quick.
Okay. Our next council meeting will be held on Tuesday, June 4th at 7:30 PM. We'll have a motion to adjourn.
Sorry.
Councilmember Joy,
Yes.
Councilmember Back,
Yes.
Councilmember Locke,
Yes.
Mayor Nickerson,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Atkins,
Yes.
Councilmember Sexton. Yeah. 6-0.
All right, everybody, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No. Yes, there is.